Hey there, and welcome back. This module is all about the elements of design. Think of them as your raw materials. They are the building blocks that give your designs life, structure, and emotion. We are going to focus on 4 of the most essential ones: typography, color, space, and texture. By the end of this lesson, you'll understand how to use these elements intentionally, not just to make things look nice, but to communicate clearly and make people feel something when they see your work. So let's jump in and get to know these powerful tools. By the end of this session, you'll be able to understand the role of typography, color, space, and texture in design, see how each one affects clarity, emotion, and overall mood, learn to recognize and apply them in your own work, and start analyzing everyday designs through these elements. Let's start by answering a simple but important question. So, what exactly are design elements? Imagine cooking. Typography, color, space, and texture are like ingredients. You mix them in different ways to create different experiences. Typography is your voice. Color is your mood. Space is your breathing room. And texture is your personality. Used together, they shape how someone feels, navigates, and remembers your design. Used poorly, or not at all, and things start to look confusing, cluttered, or just plain dull. Let's start with typography. Typography isn't just about picking a pretty font. It's the visual language of your words. The style of type you choose influences how people read and feel about what you're saying. For example, serif fonts, these are the ones with little feet at the ends, they feel classic, traditional, and trustworthy. And sans serif fonts, these are the clean, simple ones, feel modern, minimal, and easy to read. But that's not all. Typography includes size, spacing, boldness, italics. Each one can create emphasis, set tone, and guide the reader's eye. Here's what it looks like in practice. Use large, bold fonts for headlines. It makes them stand out and signals importance. Keep body text clean and readable. Something simple like Arial, Helvetica, or Roboto. Use consistent pairings. For example, combine a bold sans serif title with a light sans serif paragraph, or pair a serif title with a clean sans serif body. Typography tells people what's important before they even read a word. Next up is color. Color is one of the fastest ways to create an emotional connection. It can make a design feel calm, energetic, playful, serious, even luxurious. Let's break it down. Warm colors, like red, orange, and yellow, feel exciting, bold, and active. Cool colors, like blue, green, and purple, feel calm, soothing, and balanced. Color is also used for contrast and clarity, especially in text. Light text on a dark background, that's contrast. Dark text on a white background, that's clarity. Color sets the vibe of your design, and it helps guide the viewer's emotions. Here are some examples. Red communicates urgency, passion, or warning. Blue is often used by banks or tech brands to suggest trust and professionalism. Neutral colors like gray, beige, or cream add elegance and balance. And when used with typography, you get a complete note. For example, bold red text in a big font feels urgent. Soft blue text in a serif font feels calm and reliable. Choose colors with intention, because people feel them before they even think about them. Let's talk about something invisible, but incredibly powerful. Space. Also called white space, this is the breathing room in your design. It's the area between and around elements, like text, images, or sections. Good use of space makes your design feel open, elegant, and calm. Bad use of space? That makes things feel tight, cramped, and confusing. Here's how to apply it. Add padding between sections. It helps break things up and guide the eye. Use margin to keep content from hitting the edge of your layout. Don't be afraid of blank space. It draws attention to what matters. Remember, less is more. White space doesn't mean something is missing. It means you're giving your content room to shine. Finally, let's explore texture, the element that adds depth and personality. Texture can be real, in print, or visual in digital design. It's what makes something feel touchable, even if it's on a screen. You might use a grainy background for a vintage look, a soft blur for a dreamy effect, or burst strokes for something bold and expressive. Texture makes your design feel more human and alive. Here's how to use texture effectively. Add it to backgrounds for depth without destruction. Use it to support your mood, like rough grunge for an urban brand or soft linen for a wellness vibe. Keep it subtle. Texture should enhance, not overpower. If everything is textured, nothing stands out. So, pick your moments and use texture with purpose. Now here's where the magic happens. Combining these elements. Typography and color work together to express emotion and grab attention. Space and texture work together to create depth and elegance. Great design is about balance. If one element takes over, the whole layout can fall apart. But when they all support each other, you get designs that feel smooth, intentional, and emotionally engaging. You've seen all this before. You just might not have realized it. Magazines use strong typography, bold colors, and smart use of space to direct your eyes. Posters often combine texture and color contrast to stand out from afar. Apps and websites usually keep things clean with simple fonts, minimal colors, and plenty of white space for focus. Next time you see a design you love, pause and ask, what elements are working together here? Here are a few common design mistakes to watch out for. Using too many fonts. This creates confusion and chaos. Choosing too many colors. Your palette should feel harmonious. Cramming everything together. Give your design space to breathe. Overloading with texture. Too much can distract from your message. The goal is clarity, not decoration. Design isn't about throwing everything on the page. It's about control and purpose. At its heart, design is about intention. You, the designer, get to decide how something feels, what stands out, where the eye goes first. Typography, color, space, and texture are your tools, but you are in control. Don't use them just because they look good. Use them because they mean something. Here's your challenge moving forward. Start noticing the design elements around you. Look at the fonts used in menus or magazines. Observe the color choices in ads or app icons. Notice how space and texture are used on packaging or websites. Training your eye is one of the most powerful ways to grow as a designer. Let's wrap up with the big takeaways from this module. Typography is more than words. It's visual expression. Color sets the emotional tone and draws attention. Space brings clarity, focus, and calm. Texture adds personality, depth, and realism. The best designs balance these elements intentionally. Now, let's take a moment to reflect. What is the purpose of typography in design? How do warm and cool colors affect the viewer's mood? Why is white space important in layouts? What role does texture play in digital or print design? What happens when you use design elements without balance or intention? You can write your answers down or just pause and think about them. If you'd like to explore more on this topic, here are a few resources you can check out for free. Congrats on finishing the Elements of Design module. Now you understand how typography, color, space, and texture each play a role in shaping how your design feels and communicates. Use them with intention, keep things balanced, and most of all, keep practicing. The more you notice these elements in the world around you, the sharper your design instincts will become. Thanks for learning with us. See you in the next module.